Okay, everyone, part 2. I'm so sorry about that. I panicked and I didn't think we were recording, and I just learned how to edit a video, which is actually kind of exciting, but I didn't mean for it to end. We're almost done, so I'm sorry to make you have to watch 2 parts, but yeah, just please forgive me. Okay, we were right here at the bow, so you didn't miss anything. Obviously, I just had a panic, and yeah, so I had to start a new second part 2, but we're going to be done here very shortly. Okay, so now we're just going to glue the bow onto the bottom here, and let me just put this back because, well, I just panicked big time. Okay, so now we are going to glue our bow. And the thing about gluing bows is you don't need a lot of glue on here, and you're also going to want to kind of play with it a little. I didn't really explain this previously before we got cut off, but you kind of want to just pull your loops and shape them, right? If you have to twist, sometimes I have to pull to get the shiny part up front. You have to twist sometimes and hold it until you get it to where you like it. Then once you get it to where you like it, which I did right here, you're going to turn it over, and I'm just going to put glue in like 3 dots. One here to hold the tail to the bottom of this loop. I'm going to put glue in the center, and then I'm going to put glue on the tail behind the other loop. So here, and here. And it can be a little tricky. You can see here I'm kind of twisting it. The other way that you can do it is just find out where you're going to put it. Well, we're going to put it just below our gold here. And we want to leave a little bit of room up top and a little room on the bottom for our white bow and our tool. So right in the center there is where we want to put it, and that's about a 1/2 inch from the gold. Okay, the other thing we can do is just put glue here and press the bow in. I do it both ways. Either way is fine. I think I'm going to put some, because I don't know, that's just what we're going with right now, is a little bit of glue there. And then just press it down. And I do hold this down for a few seconds because of all of the, like the knot. We've got many layers of ribbon there. So I do hold this down maybe 10 seconds, 12 seconds. If you used hot glue and it's hot, you can switch fingers. You can definitely use one of these, or you can just use Fabri-Tac. If you're going to use Fabri-Tac, I would hold it even longer. And you might even want to, you know, put something on top, like maybe, you know, just a pair of scissors, and let it dry for a sec. Right? Because we're not in a hurry, we're taking our time. This is again why I do like to use the hot glue, because it does dry really quickly. Then you can kind of give this a little floof, and we're going to do the next is the white, and it's the same thing. We're going to now we're not going to do a fishtail on here, so you don't have to worry about doing that. You can, of course, if you want, it can be done. You're going to just fold it in half like so, holding this part very taut. You're going to get your sharp scissors, and in one snip, just snip. It can be done, but again, it takes practice. And for these thinner, I think this is 1/4 inch, I just like to do it on the bias. Okay, so same thing, we're just going to allow about the amount that we want sticking out, and then we're going to do our loop, wrap it around, And so sometimes too, the faster you do it, the less time you have to mess things up. Like if you just do a quick bow, chances are it's going to come out just fine. Give it a little wiggle, twist the ribbons sometimes to make sure the shiny parts are, but it's not like people are going to be staring at your bow making sure it's perfect. Get it to where you like it. Is this one double-sided? Yeah, this one's double-sided, so you don't have to worry too much. Just give it a little zhuzh, get it to where you like it. I think that looks more definitely pretty, and I'm going to just cut the excess like so on the bias. And then for this one, I do like to push the second bow right up to the knot of the first one. And let me show you that. Just like a beautiful layering. Isn't that pretty? And our flower is going to cover. So don't worry if a little glue comes out there, because you know you don't want a lot, but if it's okay if a little, because the flower is going to cover. And this is basically what we're going to do. We don't do the flower till the very end. So for here, I'm just going to put a little dot of glue, maybe like half the size of a pencil eraser, and I'm going to press that in. If you're using hot glue, you can just use the top of your finger to kind of hold that in place. Again, you're going to hold it, and you can squeeze them together, which I do sometimes just to really make them, if you squeeze the center, the loops are going to come up, which I really like. And you can give them a fluff. I'm always fluffing the bows, making sure they look pretty. And they've got kind of like a height to them like that. There. Okay, now we're going to do the tulle, and what I love about the tulle, it's just the slightest little bit of pink. Just enough to frame our image and just make it look really ethereal and lovely. And the best way to do that with this tool is to take the piece. Each kit comes with this exact piece, and you're just going to tie a knot in the center. So you're going to, you know, more or less find the center. You're going to hold it, and then just, you're going to tie a knot, but you're not going to pull it until you know you've got the same amount on both sides. And you can kind of wiggle your knot until you've got it more or less where you like. Does not have to be perfect. Once you like it, it's good. Give it a little pull, not too tight, because you'll rip it right in half. Just a little tiny tug. That's it. Then again, like the bows, I'm just moving glue, which you will have to remove the glue from your hands as you work. You know, you don't want to have gluey strings everywhere. A couple are fine, but you know, you want to have, see that? You want to have like clean hands. Okay, so once you give it a little tug, now you're going to shape the tool so that the golden, I hope you guys can see, so that the golden stars are facing up. Like, you don't want to have the stars underneath, right? You want to flip them up. And it just takes a little twist here, right? So give it a little fluff so that it looks something like that. Can you see? I hope. Let me see. I think I have this piece of foam here. So, I think that's worse, sorry. Yeah, so you just want to have like, it's like a little bow. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put that on the top part of here. Now you could put it right on top of the bow here, but you don't want to have a lot of bulk, because that's going to raise your flower up too high, and then you're going to be able to see. Okay, so we want to put, let me get something to show you. You want to put the glue right here on the other side. So we've got one bow down here, like on either side of the blue knot. And we're going to do the same thing, just a little, and I'll do this Fabri-Tac in case you're using this one. So we're just going to put, again, like a half of a pencil eraser. Probably even a little less, maybe like a quarter. Let me just show you too. This glue I can show you because it's not going to dry so fast. Hopefully you can see that little tiny dot of glue, because all we have to glue is this part. And we're gonna push that knot into there and hold it. While we're holding it, we're gonna kind of give these a little pull so that they kind of frame the image. So you see that? So just like that, we've got like a little frame working towards Mary. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you know what I just realized? Oh my goodness, Maria. I hope all this time we haven't been working in the light. I wondered why it was so shadowy. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. So yeah. Today's really warm out, and so I didn't have all the lights on. Like, I have lights on, but I just didn't think to put the big light on. But I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference. So yeah, so there you go. There are the bows all done. And if you're someone that just struggles with bows, I hope this helped. You know, I always think if my chubby hands can, and I have arthritis, carpal, I have all kinds of drama going on. I can do it, you can do it. You just have to practice, I think. You know, squeezing in the very beginning till you get the loops where you like them. And just practice, you know. I've been making bows a long time, but I know that practice will definitely make you a better bow maker. Okay, so now you've got everything. Oh, and also too, they do make bow makers. I was very interested in getting one, and I still might, to make like those really elaborate bows. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's actually really cool to learn how to make all different kinds of bows. And so you might see that coming up. If I do, I'll you know, I'll show you all here. And hopefully if you want to see more of these tag kits, please let me know in the comment section. They take a long time to make, but I love making them. So let me know if that's something that you would like to see more of. Again, the first comments were so amazing. That's why I made another one. And so again, if you still want more, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll go back to making books, and well, I'll still be making books, but you know, I won't do them if you know, if you guys are good. So just, yeah, thank you. Let me know if you want more. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold this up so you can see how pretty. It just looks like a little present. The tool is just framing the image so beautifully. And now all that's left is to add our sparkly bits. We're gonna do the rose. Now, working with these paper flowers, what I've noticed is that they all do need like a little extra fluff. Some, it depends on where you buy them from. I don't really buy these anymore. I do have quite a few just over the years creating. I think there's a craft place, I think it's called Wild Orchid Crafts. I think they make the best ones. And if you need to know that, leave a comment down below and I will find the link for you. But even if you get them at Joann, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, I always like to just give them a little, you know, give the petals a little straightening if they need it, that sort of thing. And then, you know, put it, you know, play around with it a little bit, make sure you like the way it's going, make sure the little green things, oops, are the way you like them. Sometimes these can get folded over and stuff like that. So I always just give it a second look. All of these paper flowers, even the one that's in your bag, although I'm pretty sure on all of them, the first thing I do is I cut the, well, because they all come on a longer piece of wire, I cut the wire and then I always bend it over. And I'm pretty sure in all of the bags I bent it over for you. Otherwise, some of these layers could come off. So we don't want that to happen. So that's the first thing I do. And then I will give the petals a little fluff, make it look beautiful. And then once I like the way it looks, I will place it where I like it. And again, I'm going to take the glue, Sometimes I glue the flower, sometimes I glue the bow. Because this is a larger flower, I'm gonna glue the flower. If it were a little teeny tiny one, I would probably glue there. But again, I'm just gonna put, I don't know, just, you know, balance it out. Maybe that much glue. And just very carefully give it a little press. I kind of like the little bits of green, right? Just use your editing eye and then just hold it down. And these are very sturdy. The paper they use is like an in-between of a handmade paper and like a, oh, there's a little tiny thing in there, maybe a seed bead. Okay, so it's like a handmade, it's called mulberry paper, and it's very sturdy. So you can just hold that down. Now hot glue dries pretty quickly, so I know that's dry enough. And we can give this a little zhuzh. So you can see the difference between that one and this one needs a little bit of love. Okay, then we are going to get our sparkly bits. Now, if you purchase the first kit, I gave you these and then you have to cut them because that's kind of the fun part. So we're going to cut both of these. Oops, where are my other ones? We're going to cut both of these. And you don't want to just snip because this could go flying. So you just want to ever so gently cut it towards your table so it just drops. The same as this. If you go snip, it's going to go pew! And then you're going to have to find it. And also, again, you could work right over your bowl, which is probably a smart idea. And then these are on like a little bit of string, so I do give them an extra cleanup. Just make sure that it looks nice. Yeah, let's use the bowl, Maria. Okay, now we're just gonna frame the image here. I really love to add just little accents. With Mary, I don't ever go, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I do go overboard, but I just try to use an editing eye, I guess. Not too much, not too little, not tacky. Like I just try to, I don't know, I always try to just make it elegant. And so for this tag, I just thought the image, the gold, everything, all we needed was just a few of these little pearls. And I just centered them right on the either side of the roses there. So when you look at this, your eye goes right to this beautiful part of the image, which is her hands holding these beautiful roses. And so once you get them where you like them, and I would say right above your pink, you can go ahead and glue them down. I'm going to glue one. These I do glue the card. I don't do this, otherwise I will get burned. And then if you need to use your grid, you can totally use the grid. Sometimes I do. I will line my piece up to the line here and then follow the line, and I will just put a dot of glue there. Or you can just eyeball it like I'm gonna do here. And then once you like the way it looks, then you press it down like so. Again, no one's gonna be like, you know, measuring. You just want it to look nice. And then these I put just below the crown, and that was to kind of help your eye go up towards the beautiful part of this image. And again, I'm just gonna glue. I'm gonna press it down once I like it. And the same over here. I'm gonna run my hand across like so. And that looks about the right. And there. Wow, we're almost done, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate every single comment from the first one because I just never know. It's so hard to know sometimes. It's so hard to know. Okay, so now we're going to put this little teeny tiny, and this is where clean hands are good, this little tiny piece, and if you have tweezers, which I do, you can use the tweezers. Like I said, and I've said it before too, my chubby hands, I can do this. Either glue will work. The Fabri-Tac is going to give you a little bit more time in terms of getting it right where you like it. And even still, that kind of got gloppy, so we're going to switch to the hot. But really, you just want a very small dot. And if you didn't want to use either one of these and you had some Elmer's glue around, or even the Aleene's tacky glue, these you can use those glues for all of that. And you're just going to take your little sparkly piece and just drop it right in the glue. This part is pretty forgiving because it doesn't take much to glue that little piece down, but it just adds the best sparkle. I just love these little sparkly pieces, and I got them at Michael's. And I'll just show you too. They come in all these different colors, which is really fun, and I haven't found one that I don't like. I love them all. Okay, now we're gonna put our fibers through, because before we glue the back on, this one I didn't glue the back on, but we want to get our fibers through first. And this is the last part besides the backing. So what you're going to do is unroll the fibers, right? I rolled them up for you. You're going to unroll them, and then you're going to line them all up, making sure you've got the front parts. And I'm pretty sure that the way I cut them, it's all a nice, you know, pretty straight. But if it's not, just straighten them out like so. Oh, excuse me. Then you're going to just kind of, you know, get them ready. And it's okay if you squeeze them a little bit, because you're going to bend them in half like so, holding one part with your finger like this. Then you're going to, like a loop, take your finger out, and you're going to squeeze that through, making sure you get all of them in there. These tags are very, very sturdy, so don't worry. These tags are really nice. Now, once you pull them through, you're going to find the center, making sure each fiber is, you've got the center of each one. So loop, 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 that sort of thing. You can kind of tell. Once you get them in there, you can kind of tell, making sure you've got the center. Then you're going to take this group, making sure it's not caught on your crown or any of the pearls. You're going to hold them and open this with your fingers and pull them through. And take your time. It's not hard. Take your time. Don't pull too hard. You kind of want to do this part gentle. And you're just going to very gently start pulling them through. And I love this part. It's so rewarding. We've got all kinds of fun fibers here. We've got a glitter one, a super eyelash one, this really cool yarn that's woven with another string. This really fun chenille is super soft. This fuzzy one, I love the fuzzy one. It's so fun putting these together. I'm getting a nice collection, so hopefully my if I keep doing these tag kits, or even if I just make tags, they're all gonna get like a fiber kind of attachment. And I don't mind if the ends are, you know, if you've got one that's really long, you can go ahead and trim it. It might do a little trim there, but I don't mind if they're a little, you know, a little scrappily, I guess, because that just adds character. And ta-da, she's done. Now what we're gonna do is the backing. And this is a really beautiful vintage paper, so it's really, really nice to write on. It's even better to stamp on. I did do the crown stamp on all of them, but for your message, definitely write your message first. And so what I also like, of course, you want to make sure this has, this is nice and clean, both sides. And we're going to line it up, but what I like about doing this last is it's going to hold your fibers in. And these are a little bit smaller. I didn't realize until they were all cut, and then I was like, there's more than enough surface here to write on. And this tag didn't have a lot of stuff hanging everywhere, so it's it's going to be just about like so. But make sure you write your image, write your message first, right? Because it's going to be hard to write with all of the bumpy things. Plus you don't want to smash your rose or, you know. Okay, so to glue the back on, I always do this the same way. I flip the tag over, I line up the bottom, and then I will make sure. Now for this one, I'm going to kind of push it up a little bit so that I have a little bit of the white showing on the bottom. And then I just want to cover these fibers so that I've got a little on the top as well, like so. Okay, I'm going to hold this down. With one hand, I'm going to hold right here. The second hand, I'm going to lift this up. Now I'm going to glue the brown paper. And I'm going to run a bead of glue right along the bottom there. Not too much, just enough to hold it in place. And then you're just going to make sure, once you like it, you're going to give it a press. Now this paper, you don't want to have a lot of glue because it's going to buckle. So we're going to flip this around. I do like using a wet glue for this. The Aleene's Tacky, Elmer's glue, any kind of white glue will work for this. You're just gluing two pieces of paper basically. I do like to use the Fabri-Tac once I get the bottom situated because you have more time and this is less likely to buckle. Now, because we have white showing, I'm gonna put the glue on here because it's smaller. That way I know I'm not gonna have glue on the edges. Okay, and we're just gonna run a small bead. Oops, don't squeeze too hard. You just, you know, you want to control the glue. You don't want to have so much it's oozing everywhere. Maybe a little around here, and that's that. Let it go, and then a very gentle press. Flip it back around. Give it a very gentle press. When you get to the top here, then you can hold it down. If you're using the hot glue, just use a very little bit. Hot glue for two pieces of paper like this, you don't need a lot. And then give everything a press. I like to always put it down and give it a nice little press this way. And I always like to leave the tag parts for you to cut. It's very fun for me. I don't know why, but I love that part. There, ta-da. Okay, everyone, that is our finished tag. How beautiful. What a wonderful gift. So fun. Now what we're going to do is make sure we've got enough glue on all of our corners. Right before we give this out, we want to make sure it's secured down. Doesn't have to be completely glued. You see, I don't mind that. That's perfectly fine. You kind of want the layers, you know, you want the person receiving this to know there's many layers there. You just want to make sure like the whole thing isn't coming up. Down here, we did not glue the very bottom, and I'm okay with that. I think it's very light. You know, if you glued all this down, you could get glue coming through. So I'm perfectly happy with all of that. Yes. Okay, now I did tell you I was going to show you how to use the glitter paint. So if you want to do the glitter paint, you're going to need a little bit of water and like an old paintbrush, but one that's small, or not old, small. I don't know why I said old. Actually, let me use a better one. Do I have a better one? No. Okay, well, the reason why I say small is because the way I like to do the gold, you don't need a lot. So always give this a good shake when you first buy it. This I use all the time, so I know that it's pretty well mixed, but you just want to make sure it's very well mixed. And you can tell when you open it, you know, if there's a filler on the top, then you know you have to shake it really well. This one you have to shake really, really well. Sometimes I'll even just work right from the cap, because you don't need a lot. You're just going to pick up a little tiny bit like so. And then what I like to do is highlight. So for here, I'm gonna highlight the frame. I think that just looks so pretty. And when this dries, it's such a beautiful like finish. And I just highly recommend everybody go get some of this at Hobby Lobby. I'm going around her veil. I'm going around just ever so gently. I did her halo. Sometimes I will take the pearl drops and give her the 12 pearls. But for today, we're just gonna ever so gently do the frame. And then I do like to go over the flower. If you want, you can just ever so gently edge the flowers. Always makes a big difference. You see I got a little on the bow. That's okay. Just I don't mind the gold looking a little messy. Sometimes I will edge the whole tag. To me, it kind of reminds me like we've unearthed this gorgeous like vintage image of Our Lady from like an Italian basement or something, and it's got that really cool old world golden kind of look to it. So I don't mind the glue, or I don't mind the gold, you know, smearing a little here or there. To me, it always just adds to the character. But if you like things nice and neat, of course, just follow the edges. And that's that, everyone. That is the final craft with me for today in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Thank you again for hanging out. Thank you for watching both. I'm so sorry that happened. It won't happen again, but I will say I'm kind of glad I learned how to edit today. So that was a mistake, but yeah. Anyway, by the time this video is up, these will all be listed in my Etsy shop. Like I said, I think I made a little over 10 of them, and they are ready to ship. So you can have this in the mail in just a few days, which I love. It makes everything so much easier. Of course, you get Debrina's beautiful, beautiful artwork. Just another shout out to Debrina for always being there. She's such a great friend. And that's it, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Memorial Day too. It's Memorial Day coming up for us in America, but really just thank you all very, very much. Don't forget to leave a comment if you want more of these, and then follow me on Instagram, like and subscribe, of course, here, all that fun stuff. But just thank you all very, very much, and have fun, and I'll see you in the next video, everyone. Bye for now.